Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to.
How has your journey been, working with the Lord?
It's been the good, the bad, and the ugly.
I like that. Give us the most memorable example of the good, of the bad, and of the ugly.
Well, I gave my heart to the Lord for the first time in 1976.
Okay.
Of course, then I backslided. Life happened. But finally in 1979 or early 80, I came back to the Lord. I surrendered again. And since 1980, it's been fabulous, to say the least.
Like
As a young man, I was on fire for the Lord. I mean, I was, people call me crazy. Say that mad. Because of the extent of commitment. It was total. Sometimes I watch people say they are Christians today, and I'm amazed because it's not anything like it used to be. There's no level of that kind of craziness that we had, and you wonder if born again is still born again.
Okay, I need you to tell me. You said it's been good, the bad, and the ugly. I need you to tell me about the ugly parts now. Let me hear one, just one instance.
Well, I know you are a journalist, and your credo is when the dog bites the man is not news, but when the
But when
man
the
bites
man
the
bites
dog.
a dog, exactly.
Well, like I said, it's been the good, the bad, and the ugly. Working with the Lord, anybody that tells you that is a piece of cake is obviously lying to you.
Yeah.
Working with God as a believer and then as a minister is not always a piece of cake. There have been times when you miss the way, you miss your way, you go on your own adventure all by yourself, and later you realize, Lord, where have you been? And God should be asking you the question, where have you been? Because God is always God. It's us that wander away in our own lust and petty ambitions and struggles as human beings, that we miss the way, we miss the Lord. The good thing is that one always will come back. When your heart is held by the Lord, no matter the mistakes you make, you will always want to come back home, because home is home. But I thank God for His mercy that has upheld me. My life has not always been easy or rosy, or the ordinary run of the mill story. I've had great times, I've had bad times, I've had pretty ugly times. The good thing, I know you want specifics, but let's just say that the good thing is that God has always been faithful, that He is truly a father, that when we miss our way, He has a way of looking for us and bringing us home. But I'm glad where I am today. I'm glad that I came into ministry 40 years ago, if not 41. I was a pretty young man. It was 1983 and early 84 that I actually felt the call to be an evangelist. That I started holding crusades in marketplaces, in schools. I started showing films, all those hellfire films, or that I will show them from street corners to street corners and all of that. And looking back, God has been good.
Why have you not set up your own ministry? I mean, especially considering your closeness to Pastor Samuel Dunaike of Foursquare and Pastor Tunde Bakare of Latter Rain. I mean, And also considering the fact that you've been working with other ministers, why have you not set up your own ministry?
I have my own ministry.
Okay.
My ministry
What
is
is it?
called Inspirational Global Network. It's registered.
Okay.
It's a platform. Actually, we have two ministries registered. One
Okay.
is Inspirational Global Network
Okay.
International, through which my inspirational teachings are conveyed, and also product Leadership Plus.
Yeah.
Leadership Plus is also another arm of ministry, but more tailored to helping people maximize their potentials, their leadership potentials, and we do training for different levels of leaders in ministry and in industry. Uh,
Yes.
teach teach soft skills that helps
Okay.
them to be able to
Okay.
manage all kinds of situations.
Okay. What I actually meant to ask you was, why do you not have like a church? I know that you do. I mean, even when I was doing the introduction, I talked about productivity plus. Yes, well,
Why
you
don't
haven't been
I
able
have
to
a
get
church?
a church. Yes,
Why don't I have a
let me put it
church?
that way. Yes.
You needed to have been direct.
Okay.
Yeah,
My apologies.
I pastored churches before.
Okay.
If you were in Lagos in the early 90s, you probably would have heard of Praise and Power Church
Okay.
in Panguf, Onipan.
Okay.
And you would have heard of Wisdom Center in Festac. I
Okay.
pastored those churches back then, and then I left them and traveled abroad. I left them to people that couldn't maintain them, and so the churches closed. So I pastored before. I know what it is to pastor. I
Okay.
know what problems pastor have. Yes.
Okay. All right. Before we delve into what it takes to pastor a church, and yeah, why do you think ministries fail, and why do you think that your own those churches that you set up specifically failed?
Well, um, number one is that the question is it God that really sent you to do them?
Okay.
See, more often than not, many of us follow. You know, when they say follow your heart,
Yes.
it can be a pretty dangerous advice. I love people. I love people. I've always wanted to be able to help people, and I thought running a church would help me do that. Apparently, it did not, and I think I'm more comfortable now having a platform that is accessible by different networks, different churches that can go and empower them and strengthen them. So
Oh,
ministries or churches fail. Number one, don't do it because you love it.
okay.
Don't do it because you love it. Do it because God specifically instructed you to do it.
Hmm.
Very many people that run church, many of them still run, but there is a whole lot of trouble keeping them alive, and that's why people go into all kinds of errors. You will have to use a lot of human wisdom to keep it afloat, and that's why you have people going into all kinds of errors. What I call Balaam kind of ministry. If the motives are wrong, there are people running churches today that their objective is to be like another mega church pastor.